The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right, we've done all the work for you. All you have to do is press play and listen. And some may call me band curious because I, Justin, like to have my friends on to talk about bands that they love and, really kind of get a sense of what it is and why it is that they love these bands. And by that, I mean, I jump feet first in and listen to the band, wherever we decide the discography is. We go from there, and we're going to come out with a top 10 circuit list for you to listen to, so hopefully you can get into this band as well. And, I'm going to just jam this one in because it was the song that was on my mind. Bad News always reminds me of you. But today we're talking about the Triffids, and if I recall correctly, Gavin, I think after the church episode, you brought up the Triffids to Adam, and I don't remember if this was an assumption that you made, but talk to me about the Triffids.
Yeah, it's good to be back with you guys. I love doing episodes with this panel. So Adam and I had kicked around the Triffids a couple times after episodes that we did, and I think we both knew them and respected them. I guess I'll just speak for myself, but weren't feeling totally confident on a whole episode. And so I think after the church we just sort of pushed ourselves to do it because for me, they're a band I knew that I needed to figure out the puzzle of the Triffids, and so that's how that went down. Yeah, yeah. So you want me to keep riffing on my deal with the Triffids?
Oh yeah, go for it. Yes.
So the first time I heard the Triffids, I had bought this. There was a double CD set called Tales from the Australian Underground. And it covered 1976 to 1989. It came out in 2003, and it was just an incredible compilation of so much stuff from Australia that I'd never heard. I knew a lot of stuff from Australia, but it kind of just went into a lot of different corners. And the Triffids had this really great song on that comp. It just totally captured me. But that song didn't sound like anything else that they did. So I started checking them out, and I was like, oh, this doesn't sound like that song. So I couldn't really get into them. And then I read a book that their photographer, there's a guy named Bledon Butcher, an Australian photographer who shot a lot of Nick Cave stuff, and he shot U2 and other bands. He wrote a book on the Triffids that was really detailed and really intense. And so I read that, and then I went back and listened again to Born Sandy Devotional, the record that has a lot of sort of press and mythology around it really being like a masterpiece. And I guess it was just the right time for me. And I sort of got that record. Like I hadn't really got it before. And then I really liked some select singles, but I still couldn't like totally figure them out. And then Adam and I both like this band from Australia called RVG. And the singer, her name's Rami Badger, and she was on a tribute record to for David McComb, the singer of the Triffids who died.
Mm.
And that sort of like sparked my interest again. And so then I watched a documentary on the Triffids that you can stream called Love in Bright Landscapes, and it's really great. And then this happened, which is really my first deep dive where I just went through every song, and really got into it.
I love the way you phrase that, like figure out the puzzle, because oftentimes that's the position I'm in, is figuring out the puzzle of what it is about this band that my panelists enjoy. And so, I mean, Gavin kind of put it out there. I feel like you said almost those exact words, Adam. You said, I really haven't done the dive on them. I'd like to, I just haven't. So, like, was this the excuse to finally do it?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, the Triffids are really well known to me, and they do hold a special place for some people in Australia for sure. Like we've talked about a few bands now, Australian bands that sort of didn't get their moment in the sun, like the Go-Betweens and even the Church to some extent, although they did have more success. But the Triffids are probably even more so didn't really get their full moment in the sun that they deserved. But they do have a real core following, and there's a couple of songs, and I don't really want to talk about songs in this part, but there's a song in particular that had heavy rotation on. So I think I've talked about this before, but we have a national youth network called Triple J, which is probably equivalent to the college radio scene in America a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a national radio station. So when I was growing up in the 90s and late 80s, that's what I listened to. And they were played heaps on there. I don't know if they got a lot of commercial play, but they are now revered. I would say they are revered as a band, a significant Australian band, and particularly a lot of the artists. And I will talk about this a bit later that we've talked about already. Absolutely have so much respect for David McComb and the Triffids and the songwriting. And there's a particular album that is held in very, very high regard, and I'll talk about that a little later. But so for myself personally, I knew some of the singles well. I don't own Born Sandy devotional CDs. I went through all my CDs to check, but I know I listened to it. So I must have borrowed it from the library or something like that back then. And it never hit with me either. A bit like what Gavin said. For some reason, the singles I loved, but the album didn't hit me, even though it's extremely critically acclaimed album. But it's changed now. That's one of the things I like about this, is going back and revisiting things I know that would fall into place for me now. And I think I do apologise in advance that I think I will be doing a fair few other band references to describe them, because that's how I felt when I was listening to them. And I absolutely loved this catalogue, like a lot more than I perhaps even thought I would. And I just love the imagery and the theatrical nature of David McComb's songwriting. So there's something in that I think we'll probably talk about when we get into it. But I just found it endlessly fascinating, to be honest. So yeah, can't wait to get into it.
I love that you both have kind of mentioned like it being the right time or listening at the right time. It seems like this was just the perfect time for me to listen to this band. And I'm not going to go out and make some claim like, oh man, they're going to be one of my favorite bands ever. It's not like that, but like I fell right into this band. Like,
Ooh.
I
That's
pushed,
so cool.
right. I pushed play. They felt so warm and familiar.
Yeah.
And I likened it a lot to, you know, they do even the sound at points, but like I kept getting like an Irish pub feel, like a band that you're hanging out with, they're playing at a pub. And
Yeah.
like it definitely had that like that kind of warmth to it. And again, like I don't want to make outrageous claims like, oh, favorite band ever or completely overlooked, but like I think this was just the perfect time in my life to push play on this band, because it was just such a breeze. And you know, there's all these different styles and all these different like
Yeah.
it's just it's just such a great eclectic thing. And I can't believe like I had never like, you know, this isn't even, you know, some periph band. This is like I had never heard this name before you guys mentioned it before.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, to be honest.
Yeah. I think that this may be the most obscure band that I've done on the show, and certainly that this panel, you know, that me and Adam have done with you. Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me.
Well,
yeah, I mean, they're not massively obscure in Australia because of a couple of songs, though. I think if you said to someone, "Do you know that, you know, the Triffids," that they would possibly, and if you said a particular song, they would go, "Oh yeah, no, I've heard of them." Yeah,
Right.
So yeah, they're not massively underground here, but they definitely don't have the backing of like the Church or something like that. No, nowhere near.
Yeah.
I guess to that
Cool.
No,
Yeah,
go.
that's cool, Justin. It was cool hearing you say all that.
Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, mate, I love that. I'm very excited.
You know, we took in 72 songs here. I don't know if that's the entire discography, if that was just what was available. As you're looking at this, again, kind of looking at the fact that there's so many different styles, there's so much to kind of take in here, Gavin. Like, when you're putting together 20 for this, is this just kind of a follow your heart type band, or how did you find your 20 for it?
Yeah, we did 72 songs. So we did the whole discography in terms of we did all 6 of their albums, and then we picked like 5 like singles, B-sides, EP stuff. So it covers 1983 to 1989. And for me, I mean, it was really about it was easy. So this was easy for me. My list was easy. I had some cuts to make at the end, but they weren't painful. Like I kind of figured that out. You know, for me, like I got more interested when he gets out from under the influence of Nick Cave, you know? Like there's some stuff where you can clearly hear him indebted to that. And then there's some stuff where McComb really finds his own voice. And it's funny that I'm sure Adam knows the bass player from the Triffids became the bass player for Nick Cave in 1990. Like, switched over.
Yeah.
I guess I just want to like I fell into like I leaned into him where he felt like really authentic. Like the thing about him that even when I couldn't totally get into them, but the thing that always kept drawing me back, Justin, to like every few years, like let me go back to the Triffids. Let me go back to the Triffids, is that he was really beautiful and really troubled, which is like my wheelhouse, right? Like that's like a moth to a lamp for me, you know? Like he died young, you know. He had everything. He was a great poet. He had great loves in his life. He was always with really interesting, strong women. And he was a terrible alcoholic. Like there's a story about his friend just finding him on the floor where his body had like swelled up so bad he couldn't get up off the floor. I mean, he's young, you know what I mean? He was like
he died young.
He was like completely wrecked by alcohol. And then like I don't know if you read the back of the album covers, like the credits, they always thank whatever the liquor store is that's by the recording studio
Wow.
for the recording. And he also started doing heroin a little later, and so he had a
Yeah.
heart transplant. He had a full heart transplant in '96,
Wow.
and continued to use heroin and drink,
Oh
and
my God.
died in 1999, really young. And
36 years old. 36 years old too when
yeah,
he died.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, and the way that he grew up, he was like from an affluent family. So he was from, I don't know if you know where this is, Adam, but he was from Peppermint Grove in Perth, like in
yeah,
West Australia, and both of his parents were doctors. He had three older brothers. Their house was like a historic kind of like ranch house, and it was known in the whole town as the Cliff. Like it had a name, like, oh, you've been to the Cliff. Like it was like a kind of like this legendary place because his parents were really sophisticated and into art stuff, and like um so he just wasn't the person that you would think would just totally blow out and like ruin his life, um which is just, I guess, a nod to like alcoholism, that it
Mm.
doesn't choose, you know what I mean? It's like an equal opportunity employer,
Oh
right?
yeah.
But yeah, he just has like a really interesting story and life, and he was never really accepted by his parents. They wanted him to become a professional, and they were like, why are you spending all your nights in like bars and nightclubs, like writing music? And like he wrote letters to his father that were really intimate, and like you could tell he's being really real with him. He's not like trying to pretend he's somebody he's not to his dad, but he's always sort of seeking the approval of his parents, which they're still alive, or at least they were a few years ago. And like Adam was saying, like I know that there's like at least one song that is so prominent in Australian like lore, that I'm sure that they are proud of what he achieved now. Yeah, sorry, that was kind of all over the place, but
No.
I just wanted to
that
throw
was
that out there.
awesome. That was really good. I
Yeah.
didn't know a lot of that. That was great.
Uh,
Thanks.
Beautiful and troubled, man. Like, first of all, I love that you said that you're like a moth to a flame to that. But beauty is all over this band, right, Adam? Like, there is a lot of beautiful imagery going on. How, is that part of your planning here with your 20?
It does feel like we need to talk about an Australian that's not got an alcohol or drug problem at some stage, because we've got Nick Cave, we've got Grant McLennan, and we've got Steve Kilby, and now we've got David McCoon. But
Hell,
look,
one of them.
sorry.
I'm just making sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to just talk about just for a second about them, and just about the fact they're from Perth. So I don't know how much you guys know about Perth, but it is the most isolated capital city in the world.
Mm.
Oh,
It is. So just to give you a bit of perspective, I wanted to that I put it into your language, I mean miles rather than kilometres. So the nearest capital city to Perth is Adelaide, where I live, and it's 1,618 miles.
Wow.
oh my God.
So there's 27 hours straight driving. So you can't do it in one day. You'd have to do it over a few days to get there.
Wow.
I just wanted to say that because to me, that encapsulates their sound to me. That's a real sound of so Australian, so I guess outback or remote, and sort of isolated. A lot of it feels that way to me. So. And envisages that kind of real wide open spaces and expanses in a lot of the sound. So, I mean, I'm going to probably bang on, but amazingly, what's amazing for them is a band from Perth in the late 70s to early 80s became, Triple J or Double J radio darlings. They were.
Yeah.
David McCoon was the it guy on Triple J at one point, with all the stuff he's done, not just the Triffids. So, and that's testament to just how how great the songwriting is. In my opinion, it's top-notch songwriting. I agree with what you said before, Gavin, about the Nick Cave stuff, and Nick Cave's one of my favourite artists, so I've got a little bit of a soft spot for that sound. But I do like the fact that he really found his own way. So I think you asked me about how I went about my list. Sorry, but I just can wax lyrical about these guys. I think I had about 30-something or 40-something. A lot of the songs were new to me. I like when that happens for me, because I'm not doing one every week like you, Justin. I do like to try and spend a fair bit of time with the discography before I start making a list. So that's what I did this time. And I found it a bit hard, but there's probably about 4 or 5 songs on the outside of the 20 that I struggled with a little bit. But and I did make some late changes and switches, and if you guys have them, I'll point them out. But I'm pretty happy with my 20. It's right across the discog, but I do think they had stronger points in their discography than other parts. So it's not evenly distributed.
Yeah, I'm somewhere around there, and I'll tell you this, before digging into the songs, that this is a band. This happens a lot when I do the panels with the other Aussie boys, Josh and Jamie. Like, it feels like the first album is going to be like kind of where I'm at and where I'm going to get everything. And then suddenly out of nowhere, an album later in the discography just kind of like slaps me in the face and goes, no, dude, this is the one you like. And that happened here with, and I'll throw the name of the album out here. Calenture. Really, I was really drawn to Calenture as far as,
I love Calenture.
As an album. Like, it felt like, I was adding songs like as I was going, and it felt like I think I seriously had the entire record after my first pass. And so before I moved on to the next record, I was like, I can't do that. Let's cut through these like immediately. But other than that, like, I'm always hesitant to say the word easy, because that makes it seem like there was no struggle to, like, decide which songs are which. But like, I did try not to overthink it. Gavin brought up the words, beautiful and troubled, and I kind of naturally gravitated there anyway. So like, the fact that he brought up those words, I might as well repeat them. But I was definitely drawn to the beauty of this band, and anytime it felt like there was like a moment, or, especially early on, like where I was drawn to that warmth of, I felt like I knew the band and we were just hanging out in a pub together or something. Like, I definitely leaned towards that early on. So all that to say, it's just enough songs here, Gavin, that we could all be wildly way off of each other. Or, the cream could just rise. Who knows? The math suggests low, but what do you think for our final say? How many do you think we get through unanimously?
I don't know. I mean, I like how Adam described like how Adam sort of talked about Perth being sort of in the sound of the band. I do think that there's like that it's landscape music, that nature is used in their sound and that runs through it. But and also that band is all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? They're doing so many different things. And so I think that we're probably going to be all over the place. I was a little worried about how Justin was. I'm so stoked to hear that you liked it, Justin. I was kind of worried about it, because I guess I feel like, while I do believe this is a great band and that it would appeal to any fans of like quality, like alternative rock music, for me, for an American, Adam, like new wave kid, like this is a band for excavators of that time period, like it's something that I am interested in, because I understand the context of everything that went on around it. So I was a little worried, but it's encouraging to hear that Justin was like in on this. I think we'll get. Also, there's a couple big songs that they have that I think are like too orchestral and don't really appeal to me. So I think we're gonna get 4.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good 4 too, though. I think. What do you think, Adam? Is there more out there than 4?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, one thing I was thinking, because I do think there's appeal in all of their discog to somebody, you know? So I don't think there's any real clunkers. So it's possible that we might cover a huge amount of their discog.
Yeah.
It just might be what we do. Which would then mean probably we're not going to hit so many. But having said that, I still think, I reckon I'm going to be slightly more optimistic and go 5. But I'm not overly confident on that.
Yeah.
But I'll go 5.
Yeah, I think 4 is a good guess, and I feel like that's a good 4. Kind of to your point.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a good possibility that we're kind of covering a lot of ground today. And whenever you cover a lot of ground, if you come out with 4, then you actually have done pretty well. That said, like, do I ever want to win this thing? I often I win this way too often. For somebody who's off most of the time really trying not to. I'm gonna go 1 up on Adam and go 6. Because as I said, as I always say, if we're gonna, you know, if it's better to be positive about it, and you know, if I'm gonna win it, at least then we've already gotten 6. So, and I mean, I honestly don't think that's. I think they're probably Gavin's 4 is probably right, and then there could be like 2 surprises that were like, oh really, oh okay, yeah, cool. So that seems to happen. So I'm going to take the 6. We're going to take a quick pause, and on the other side of it, we are going to play the game. It's Deprogrammed.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
If you thought goldenly breaded McDonald's chicken couldn't get more golden, think Golder. Because new sweet and smoky special edition gold sauce is here. Made for your chicken favorites. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The 3 of us have combed through the entire Triffids discography and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you are like me and have never given the Triffids the time of day. And I guess more importantly, had never even heard of them. So if you've gotten this far and haven't heard of them, get ready to hear some songs. You know, I could always do the thing, but I think what I want to do is we kept going to this word. And it's exactly what I would use to describe this song and why I chose it. And when I heard it again, like I was listening to it just before you came in, Gavin, how about Beautiful Waste?
Yeah. Yes.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Oh, word up. Hell yeah.
That's the song that was on the comp that I bought. That was the first song I ever heard of theirs. It is such a new wave, like classic song. And that's a song that like I didn't think anything else they ever did ever sounded like that. For lots of reasons. I mean, horns and all that stuff. But I've listened to that song 1 million times and like never gotten sick of it. It always makes me sparkle and spark and makes me so happy.
You mentioned
it reminds me of that Go-Betweens actually.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
You mentioned like the sparkle. That's such a great way to put it. Like that, like the first 30 seconds of the song. And normally I'm a please get to the point kind of guy. Nah, man. Like that is the point. Like that first like 30 seconds before it kind of jumps in. And then, like it's just, it sparkles. It's beautiful. I was
And
really,
the lyrics are kind of dark, at the same time, which is I always love that juxtaposition.
I'm glad I went with that one though, because like I said, like it obviously struck me on first pass and second pass and whatever, but like it really did something for me when I was listening to it just before we went on the show. So, boom.
Yeah.
There we go. One down.
So I was going to say, just on the song before we go off, it couldn't be named a better name for it either, because it is a massive waste in the sense of it's on this EP in '83 and it's lost forever, really. I'd never heard it before. And so when we're going through, I'm listening to this going, this could have been a massive hit. Like, I'd never heard that song before, and going through Discog, I just couldn't believe how beautiful it was. And I think it could have been a hit if, this is very early on in the Triffids time, before they were really known around the place. So, at a different time, promoted differently, that could have been a huge hit, I think. It's just such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
It is funny. I do think it has crossover American appeal, which is kind of to your point. I feel like it could have here, but also, what do I know about then? So, all right. So, Beautiful Waste is in. Gavin, where do you want to start?
So, Beautiful Waste is tied for my favorite Triffid song, and I'm going to lead with my other favorite, which you should never do on this show, for the kids at home. But I'm going to go to Calensure and take the song "A Trick of the Light."
Oh yeah.
Oh yes,
nice.
That is my favorite.
It's so good.
That's my favorite song.
Yeah, it's so good. I bought the single, the 7-inch single, and it's a different version of the song, a different recording, and it's not as good. The album version on Calensure is so fucking good.
Yeah.
The lyrics are so good. It's an incredible piece of work.
It's funny. On my first pass, it felt like it was like I was just putting it through just because, and then so I was like, well, I want to give it some more space. And I'm so glad that I did, because this was definitely a highlight for me too. Like it, again, speaking to Beautiful and Troubled, and, I didn't look into the lyrics to know if that's really what it was about, but that was definitely the vibe it gave me. And I was like, oh no, this is for sure. This one's in. Like, I gotta have this one. So
good.
All right.
Yeah, I was aware of this song, so there are a couple of bigger ones, but I knew this one, so this one definitely got some radio play. But I'd never really listened to it like I have with doing this deep dive, and it is definitely one of my favorites too. And I was really nervous, Gavin, when you said that you didn't like some of the, so you maybe put off by some of the orchestral stuff. I thought, far out. I think you're not going to have that one. And I think there's one or two others as well, but it's right up there with. I think it's maybe their best song. The way it's written, the lyrics are just beautiful. I can't get it out of my head. I just can't get it out of my head when I listen to it.
Oh, it's so good. I'm glad you guys have it.
Yeah. Boom.
Wow. We're smashing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Pressure's on.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Pressure is on, unfortunately, Adam. But it's also not. So, where you want to go?
No. I'm gonna go straight to the obvious spot, maybe. So, in Australia, I've already mentioned that this song was held in massive high esteem. Triple J at the moment are doing a competition around Australia where you can vote for the top Australian songs of all time. It's fantastic. All my friends were all getting into it. We're all listening back to Australian music, and the Triffids song "Wide Open Road" is in that list and is in my top 10. So I wanted to mention that. Wide Open Road from All Eternity Devotional.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. I I didn't know that for a while. But I do know that's held. That song is kind of like an anthem. It's held this, in such high regard in Australia. I love that about that song. It's a beautiful song.
So the Australian Performing Rights Association, APRA, in early 2000s, put the song in. It's in the top 30 greatest Australian songs ever.
Yeah.
And they've also, the Triffids and that song in particular have been into the ARIA Hall of Fame as well. So at the Australian Recording Industry Hall of Fame. So it is a classic song. It's not well known as much as it should be, but just a song that I still love it. I never get sick of it. I just think it's beautiful. It evokes that wide open road, but the album cover of Born Sandy Devotional, it feels like you're immersed in that world of just wandering around in the outback. Maybe a little bit like the Church Starfish album that we talked about last time as well, but even more so. Just epic.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Like this makes
3 home runs.
Yeah, I know. Like now I'm wondering, do I go? No, I'm going to go with the heart. I'm going to go to Calenture. I told you guys I had trouble with this one. I've got a lot from it. It's definitely one of my favorites. And, this kind of this gave me that, checks the beautiful, troubled, but more towards beautiful. I'm saying a lot of words just to say, bury me deep in love.
Yes.
I didn't take it.
Okay.
That's a big song for them. And that's what I was kind of thinking about, the orchestral part. I just couldn't get with it. But I mean, I do like it. It just didn't make my list. But that's a very famous Triffids song, Justin.
Oh.
A lot of people have a lot of love for that song.
Yeah, that's the big single off of that album. Unfortunately, you go.
I wouldn't fight against that song being on the list.
Yeah. I think it's a beautiful song. And his baritone, we haven't talked about his voice yet.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's just so amazing. Yeah.
We'll take the 2 there, though. That's all right. Gavin.
I took a B-side that Justin already named. I took Bad News Always Reminds Me of You.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. There's another 2. And Adam.
So I might, while we're talking about Calenture, just mention, so this was because Born Sandy Devotional got huge critical acclaim and elevated the Triffids from probably no one really even knowing who they were, because I don't think Fretless Plain had much airplay. So they were on top of the world to some degree, and certainly getting coverage in the UK as well, because I think their sound does fit in with the Echo and the Bunnyman sound and so on. And Calenture definitely, it's 3 years after Ocean Rain. You can see, I reckon they were listening to Ocean Rain a little bit when this album came out. But unfortunately, it didn't hit. Some people have criticised the production of the album, but I personally love it. And I think the songwriting is so strong, like you said, Justin. And this song that I'm about to pick it's like an earworm. I just could not get it out of my head. I just walking around the house singing it, and it's Vagabond Holes.
Oh.
No.
No, it's a whiff. Oh, God.
Oh.
Okay.
If I was to put a number on that, like 23, like it was one of the last couple ones, and I was looking at, wow, I have 5 from Calenture. Maybe I should get rid of another one. So there was no real reason for it either. Oh.
But
it's so good. Such a good song.
I loved what you said, Adam. And do you know what's funny? Do you know who produced Calenture?
No, who did?
Gil Norton, who produced Ocean Rain.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
That comes
Is
together.
I
that
mean, it
crazy?
really feels like if you listen to them back to back. I actually started listening to a couple of songs off Ocean Rain and a few off of Calendar, and like it really was their high production, orchestral
Yeah.
kind of album. And unfortunately, it didn't completely bomb or anything, but it didn't elevate them further from what they'd already done on Sandy Devotional.
Yeah.
It's a shame because it's the songwriting is top notch right through.
Yeah, and it's so cool you made that connection. That's crazy. It's the same producer, you know?
Yeah, that's neat. All right. Well, we haven't done anything off a Treeless Plain. Let's see if I've got something that at least one of you has. How about Place in the Sun?
No.
No,
All right. Out on my own.
but I like it though. I really like Treeless Plain actually. It's a great debut.
Me too.
Okay, I'll take the one. Gavin?
I'm gonna go to In the Pines, the album. So Adam, they're another band that moved back and forth, between Australia and London, just like the Go-Betweens and the Bad Seeds and all of that.
Yeah,
I believe that In the Pines, they'd come back, they'd gone to London and had the same kind of experience that a lot of Australian bands did, and then went back home. I can really hear what I think of as Australia in the Pines, which is that's a crazy record too. Both sides are totally different, and but anyway, I took a song called "Better Off This Way" off In the Pines.
Oh, no, I don't have that.
no, I don't have it.
Yeah, so this is what we are talking about. This is
Yeah, we got the big ones out of the way right off the bat. We may not match another song.
I feel like there's got to be at least one more, but you never know. Adam.
Actually, I'm going to stay on In the Pines because I've never heard of that album, and so it was released in the same year as Born Sandy Devotional in '86.
Oh,
so it's kind of like to me, to be honest, it feels a little bit like it was rushed a little bit, but
Or like outtakes. Born Sandy, yeah.
but the first few songs are just unbelievable, and I'm like, I'm thinking, my 20 is going to be impossible, but so I am a sucker for a demented kind of waltz or songs that sound like they're a bit unhinged. So the title track, In the Pines.
No.
No, I didn't take it.
Damn it. Hopefully we land something on this album.
Yeah, for real.
We'll get one.
I wonder if I should try and In the Pines since we're hammering on that, or if I should go where I was gonna go. I'll try a In the Pines song. How about Sun Trapper?
No.
Yes.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
I love Sun Trapper.
Take it 2 there. Take it 2. Boom. All right. Gavin?
So I'll go to Calenture. I took the really weird piano fucked up song called Calenture. That off that record.
No.
No, I don't have that.
I'm not kidding when I said I had that entire record at one point. So I got nothing I can add there. Adam?
Okay, so I want to go. I'm going to go to a song on Treeless Plain because I really like Treeless Plain. It is like a real. I feel like their first album and their last album were really all over the shop in terms of styles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they honed their styles in the middle of their career, where I think are probably the better albums, but they just sort of did whatever they felt like. And there's this really weird I don't even know what to call it. Is it a 60s, weird 60s song? He's singing with a weird accent. It's called Nothing Can Take Your Place.
No.
No.
Unfortunately, no.
I really like that one, but anyway, it's in the bin.
Yep, we're gonna have a lot of that, unfortunately, I think. I haven't tried a Born Sandy yet. I'll try a Born Sandy. How about Life of Crime?
Oh.
I didn't take it. That's a big song.
Oh.
It was in and out for me.
Okay.
And I've already got quite a lot of Born Sandy devotional, and it just missed out. But it's a great song, Justin.
It's interesting that I managed to find the big songs. I mean,
yeah,
that kind of says something. I think about the
That's
band.
a solid album, though. There's not a bad song on that album. It's a classic album.
Yeah.
Life of Crime is in the bin. Where you want to go, Gavin?
I'll stay there on Born Sandy, and I'll take Estuary Bed.
That's the other one that I was in and out.
That one made my first pass. I know that. Man. I don't know where it dropped out. All right, into the bin. Unfortunately, we're neck deep in bin.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
Okay, here's another one for the bin, I think. But I hope not. Born Sandy devotional. So I was reading an article in the Sydney Morning Herald. So it's about the 30-year anniversary of this album. And they got an artist to do a review of each song going through the album. And there's a particular song here that Mr. Stephen Kilby was talking about, that he wished he wrote this song. And it's one of his favourite songs of all time, and it's called Lonely Stretch.
No.
I don't have it.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
That's cool that he did that.
But it made me go back. It actually made me go back and listen to it quite a few times, and then it came into my 20, and some stuff came out. So there you go.
Taking that whole album too, that album's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible.
All right. Well, I mean, since we seem to be in the bin, let me take a wild swing here. I found a couple off of their last record. I wholeheartedly agree with you. The first one's all over the place. The last one's all over the place.
Yeah.
I was able to find a few from the last one. How about Falling Over You?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Wow.
I love that song.
I absolutely love that song as well.
Oh, great.
Wow.
What'd you say, Adam?
So you go, Justin.
It's just so weird. It's such a weird song. Like he became obsessed with rap music in '89 when he was making that record, and the band kept saying like, "What are you?" He kept trying to rap like, and that song has that kind of like half-assed kind of rap in the beginning, and it's just such a weird song, but it's such a vibe, and it's so romantic. It's like top 4 Triffids songs for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was going to say it's a real new wave sound as well, in a way that they never really settled that particular kind of new wave angle, but it's just one song that they do it. And when I listened to it, I was thinking, I reckon Gavin's going to love this, because I just felt like you would. And I did. I like it. I would put it right up there too. I reckon it would definitely be in my top 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I mean, obviously I liked it enough that it stood out from that record and made my 20. If I had to hedge my bets, I would have guessed that would have been a 2, but I did not expect that to go all the way through. All right. Just like that, we're sitting at Gavin's 4. Gavin, where you want to
go? Adam, this song is kind of where I feel like he's still kind of like enamored with Nick Cave, but he takes sound like and makes it his own. I took Field of Glass off the EP, off the Field of Glass EP.
Yeah, I got it.
I got it as well.
Hey.
I cannot believe we've all got that. I love that song. I mean, it's a 9-minute messy. Yeah, it is Nick Cave for sure. Birthday. It's amazing. Yeah.
Wow. I think the 9 minutes actually played in its advantage for me.
I'm so surprised we've got that through. Like it's birthday party. It's like a birthday party song, really. Like Nick Cave's first
Really
band.
long,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's like 8 minutes long or something.
9 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like I said, I think that kind of played in its advantage here, which is a very rare thing for me. All right.
Yeah.
It also reminded me of that first Echo and the Bunnymen album when they just, stopped starting and kind of just really raw. It's really raw and really punk influenced and heavy song, but I'm so happy we've got it.
Yeah.
All right. Boom. Adam.
Okay. I don't know where to go. Maybe I'll go to the Black Swan. And I'm picking this song. I like this song. I thought it was really good. But the reason why I probably put it on my list is I wanted to talk about it because it's got the same name as David McComb's follow-up band after the Triffids, Black Eyed Susan.
Oh.
No.
I didn't take it. It's a cool song.
And it's cool that it became the name of his band, which was a really cool band as well, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Into the bin, unfortunately, but into the bin when we're already at 5 is not bad.
Right.
All right.
I've got a lot of bin going today.
We all do. We all do, friend.
Yeah.
Let me try an In the Pines song. I don't think did we land a 2 on that yet?
No.
How about Only One Life?
Yes.
Hey.
No.
Okay, we'll take a 2. At least we've got something there for the combo.
Yeah.
I've still
That's
got
a cool song.
Well, we've got Sun Trapper as well.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got options. All right, Gavin.
So, Adam, do you know who produced the Black Swan? They got Stephen Street to do it, who did the Smiths' last album that you and I both kind of. He did Morrissey's first album. He did fucking Park Life, the Blur album.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm going back to the Black Swan. The other single off that record called "Goodbye Little Boy."
Oh no, I don't have that one.
No, it was on my long list though. I like it. But didn't make it in the end.
In the bin.
I love that song.
All right, Adam.
Okay, I'm pretty anxious that we've only got one song on Tender Devotional, so I'm going to go back there now. I'm really nervous that we're going to just pick every song but not get anything with 2. So, I mean, David McComb's voice is amazing. We've talked about that, but I also love the female vocalist Jill Burt as well, and her singing through a lot of the songs. And so I wanted to mention "Tender Is the Night."
Yeah, I got it.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yes, we got it pretty excellent.
Oh man,
it's funny.
That's a great song.
Yeah,
dude. It's a great song, and I always knew this other version of it. It's slightly more like fleshed out and really great. I forgot that the Born Sandy version is so stripped down, but I love it when Jill sings. Every song that Jill sings is whenever they bring her in, it's just so fucking cool, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
That song is so romantic. It's such a great song about a relationship. Just when she says, "Baby, let's go out tonight," it's so great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you want to cry. It's so beautiful.
I love that you brought up, because that was exactly the reason I picked it. I was like, she sings on a lot of songs, but I don't have any of them. And then I came across this one, and I was like, I think this is my favorite. So
Yeah,
I picked that because it was my favorite of hers, or the ones with her singing. So
Yeah.
oh man, now the pressure's on me at 6.
6.
So we gotta at least do one more. I'm actually starting to run out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we got a couple more rounds in us, I think.
I reckon I've got a few that hit, hopefully.
Let me try another treeless plain here. How about Hanging Shed?
No.
No, it was on my long list.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Into the bin. All right. Gavin?
I took Love and Affection off In the Pines.
No.
No.
Bummer. All right. Adam?
Okay. This song, I knew this one beforehand. It's off Treeless Plain. It was I think it might have been a single, but it definitely was on the radio a little bit. Hell of a Summer.
Oh, man.
No.
That's such an Aussie song. It's such an Aussie song.
There's 2 songs off of Treeless Plain that I listened to, like, just before, again, I always try to listen to as much as I can before we go on. And that's one of them. I was like, can I make room for that one? And man, I don't want to do the work that late in the game. So
No.
yeah. All right. There's that. I guess I can try another Callinger song. How about Open for You?
No.
No.
Bin.
On my long list, because I also had nearly all that whole album.
In the bin.
So no.
All right. Gavin?
So I'm going to go back to the first album. One thing that's I think is unique about the Triffids as a band is that they stayed together.
Oh.
The whole time. The original 5 members, and they had 2 women in the band, which is really cool. A woman drummer too, which is really cool. And David's brother was in the band, Robert, on guitar, and I'm sure. But normally when you have a band that has a front man with that many like problems and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like you at least lose one member, usually the brother.
Yeah.
But they added members, a couple different people as they went on, but they never lost that crew hung in with him till the wheels came off at the very end.
Wow.
I took My Baby Thinks She's a Train off Treeless Plain.
Oh, no.
No, but it was there. It was around the place for sure.
We got a hell of a list in the bin right now, fellas.
Yeah, I've got 6.
Yeah. All right, Adam?
We could make a really good top 10 out of the bin.
That's what
actually.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll have another crack at Treeless Plain, and maybe I'll do the thing. Song 1, track 1, Red Pony.
I got it.
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Pressure's off. The reason I didn't play it,
like Arabian feel to that.
Yeah,
song. It's really
which is
unusual. Yeah,
it's interesting with this band because like I didn't feel the need to like go there. I felt it was a good enough song that I wanted it, and I'm glad it made the list because it did set a tone for me, like as far as get on board. But it didn't. It does the thing without doing the thing, like if that makes sense. Like the rest of the discography doesn't sound like this, but it does set you up for, hey, you should be ready for anything.
Yeah. So good.
All right, we'll take that. Boom, right up to 7. Oh, now I can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm thinking at this point, because now I might be just about out. We'll do one more and then I'll dump out, I think. Not at all related to me not having the pressure anymore.
Tonight, turn down the noise of the day and focus on the rest with AGZ, the nightly drink for winding down and resting up. New from AG1. AGZ supports your body's natural sleep cycle with clinically studied key herbs, adaptogens, and minerals in amounts supported by research. And no melatonin, helping you wake feeling rested. Wind down, rest up with AGZ. Learn more at drinkagz.com.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
I'll try. Yeah, this is In the Pine song. How about Kathy Knows?
No.
Yes.
Hey, I'll take a 2 there.
I love that song. In fact, the first 3 songs, so Sun Trapper, Kathy Knows, and In the Pines, I was like, I love this album. and the rest of it didn't really hit with me, to be honest. Might need to go back and revisit it, but those first 3, that's as strong a first 3 songs as you'll get.
I love the second side of In the Pines way better than the first side. That's weird.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to give it some more listens. Yeah, maybe I need to go back.
All right. Gavin.
Well, let's take one off the second side of In the Pines. I took One Soul Less on your fiery list.
No.
No.
Which I think they do twice. Like, I think they call it something else on one of the EPs or something. But anyway, yeah.
That would make sense. I feel like I had a deja vu feeling at some point.
Yeah.
All right. Adam?
I think one thing about them that we haven't said is they are a really good track one band. Like most albums, their first song is pretty awesome. And that's the same with Born Sandy Devotional. So the Seabirds.
Very good. Oh, no, I don't, but we'll take that too. Boom and boom.
I'm glad we got another 2 on Born Sandy. Cool.
Boom and boom. And I will just go ahead and dump out here. All right, starting at the top, Branded.
No.
No.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Keep Your Eyes on the Hole.
No.
No.
Okay. Kelly's Blues.
No, I really love that song. I really wanted to put it on. But, yeah.
And last but not least, Good Fortune Rose.
No.
No.
All right. So, I mean, just like that, we're going to be at 7. None of us are going to win, which means we got to work our way out of it. Gavin, you can make this conversation harder.
Yeah. I'm going to try my best. We didn't take anything off Raining Pleasure, which I think on Spotify is called, they wrap it up with some singles and call it Beautiful Ways and other songs, right? But took the last song on Raining Pleasure that Jill also sings, and it's called Raining Pleasure, and I love that song. It's so great.
Yeah, I had it in my 20 at one point, and then it got knocked out. But it is a good one. But sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I took the B side, Region Unknown.
No.
And finally, off Born Sandy Devotional, I took Stolen Property.
Oh,
yes.
Hey.
Nice.
I like that too. That one was a close one for me.
That song.
I
mean, I just kept getting myself tied up in knots by taking songs in and out from Born Sandy Devotional because every song's so good.
I think if I had to put a number on Stolen Property, it may have been number 21. Just worth noting.
Yeah.
All right. Just for fun, Adam?
Yeah, so I think I'm just going down the list chronologically. I'm knocked out until we get to Kalancha. So on Kalancha, I had Blinder by the Hour and I Made Love. I really like.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Just looking at this, between those two songs was Holy Water. That one was a tough one for me, a tough out. Glad I didn't pick it because nobody else did. And then songs that were really close for me on Treeless Plain, Old Ghost Rider. I mean, ultimately, again, I'm glad I didn't take it because nobody else did. But like, there's this Western feel to it that I was like just enamored by. So
yeah.
All right, so 7 all the way through, which, again, I mean, if you're going to swing positive. So we got Beautiful Waste, A Trick of the Light, Wide Open Road, Falling Over You, Field of Glass, Tender as the Night, Red Pony. That's a really good start. We got a good number 2s here, enough that we got to work through it. We've got Bury Me Deep in Love, Bad News Always Reminds Me of You, Sun Trapper, Only One Life, Kathy Knows, The Seabirds, and Stolen Property. I guess the question is album representation here, right, Gavin? Like, is that our first tackling, or is there just something that seems so obvious that we just missed?
Yeah, so we have one off Calenture, we have one off the Black Swan, we have one off Treeless Plain, and we have 2 off Born Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have anything off. We're not going to have anything off Raining Pleasure.
No.
And we don't have anything off In the Pines.
Yeah. So we definitely have to have one of them.
Yeah, that would be cool. And so we have 7 number 2s that we need to get down to 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Pine songs are Only One Life and Sun Trapper and Kathy.
Knows,
yeah.
So, well, I mean, out of those 3 songs, I would argue for Only One Life. I didn't have the other 2, but I like the other 2. Yeah, so do you want to start there and try to find something off In the Pines?
Yeah, let's start there. What do you think, Gavin? Or I'm sorry, what do you think, Adam, of those 3?
Kathy Knows for me.
Wow.
Out of those 3, by probably a fair way.
Wow.
But I like all 3 of them. Were you thinking something else, Justin?
No, I just the way you phrased it, I like that. Because I mean, we still have 2 spots left. So if we went with Kathy Knows, Gavin, there's still room to take one of the other ones if we want to. Unless we think, right? Like we don't have to knock anything out here. We can just take Kathy Knows and then come back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to defer to my Australian friend always on this episode, I think. So let's do Kathy Knows.
All right. So now let's work on these other 2. I mean, we all had great things to say about Calenture, but we've got Bury Me Deep in Love and then Bad News Always Reminds Me of You. Do those...
I think Bad News on the B-side.
Right.
It's not really on Calenture, if that matters.
Okay. I mean, you know, I
I
guess...
I think Bury Me Deep in Love.
We should probably take... I mean, it's people... That's just a really big song for them, and people have a lot of feelings about that song.
Okay.
I didn't have it, so we should probably take that.
All right, let's do that then. And that
Yeah, if I'm making a top 10 for someone to get them into it, I'm definitely going to give them that song. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here's where it starts to get tricky. Or does it? I mean, okay, so I think at this point, though, Bad News is just happy to be here. I mean...
Yeah.
Right?
Agree. Yeah.
So that means the conversation is, do we get a third Born Sandy song or a second In the Pines song?
I think you take a third Born Sandy.
Okay.
I agree.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're in agreement. That means it's the Seabirds or Stolen Property. I can tell you I had both on my first pass. I think Stolen Property hung around longer. I can't tell you why either of them really dropped off, but I really can't tell you why the Seabirds dropped off so far in front of
track one.
Yeah, I know. Like it's funny. Like maybe that was part of it. Maybe I was like, I don't want to play into the thing, but maybe that's exactly why we should take it, right? Like Adam pointed out, they're a great track one band. This is a great track one. And you know, does that round out our list pretty well? I feel like, you know, am I making the argument for Seabirds?
I think I think like I'm gonna defer to Adam on this episode. What are you thinking about those two songs, Adam?
Actually, before I do that, there's another song on. I don't want to put this in, but a Born Sandy devotional called "Chicken Killer" that we didn't even talk about, which is often seen as one of their best songs, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's never really hit with me, but it is often seen as one. But I think they're both great. I'm really glad we've got one of these to put in, though, because I think Wide Open Road and Tender as the Night, funnily enough, don't really represent the other songs on the album.
Yeah.
Whereas there's a lot of other songs that have a similar feel, and I'm glad we've got one of them to put in. I think you can't go past the Seabirds, really. Yeah. And I feel sad for Stolen Property, but, you know.
Yeah.
There's only 10 spots.
Yeah, I'm with it. Let me shift this, then we'll turn up the heat and get to the next level here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, R10, Beautiful Waste, A Trick of the Light, Wide Open Road, Falling Over You, Field of Glass, Tender as the Night, Red Pony, Kathy Knows, Bury Me Deep in Love, and The Seabirds rounds out R10. If I was to read that list down to you, Gavin, which one of those songs is the one?
Wow, that's a crazy list. We covered a lot of like weird like styles that they do. It's a really good list. There's a couple surprises. Like Kathy Knows is like a surprise for me. Field of Glass is a surprise. I don't think everything else. I don't think is too surprising to me. For me, I guess. Well, I mean, I think it's three. It's the first three songs we picked. They're up for it. I think Beautiful Waste is a contender, but to me, it's such an outlier of anything they did. But like, I don't know, someone would have the same experience as me and be like, this song is amazing, because it is.
Yeah.
And then anything else by the Triffids, they'd be like, what the fuck? It doesn't sound anything like that. But I would be down for Beautiful Waste just because I think it's one of the best singles of the 80s new wave. I think A Trick of the Light is just like maybe their most masterful song, and it's just so great. But I think probably like, you know, so we don't have a riot in Perth, they're like
In Australia. Yeah.
wide open. If there's enough people to riot in Perth, yeah, wide open road is like, a strong contender, obviously. And that's what I have to say, I guess.
What do you think, Adam?
I just think if they were really big, let's say they were a massive international band and Wide Open Road was known by everybody, and then I would be looking elsewhere. But it is, seen as like, I think it's going to go really high in Australia's top songs of all time in this Triple J competition I was telling you about. And so, but probably not as high as it should because a lot of people still don't know about it much. So I think Wide Open Road probably has the best chance at the end of year, even though, well, I'm not sure how well the Triffids will go there. It'll be probably up to you guys to fight for them.
Yeah.
But it is a classic song that really does deserve more appreciation, and it does fit into a lot of that new wave sound and the UK bands that are quite popular with some of the panel members too. So hopefully it would get a bit of a showing.
Yeah,
I love this.
I'm for that one, but I'm okay with other ones. But I think it is that one.
Yeah,
I love this because the 3 songs that have come up were the 3 that I was going to put up. And I think I agree on Wide Open Road for reasons mentioned. Like, if we were just an Australian podcast and, even as you mentioned, like, it's not even that big, like some Australians know it, but like, it seems like that probably has the breakout potential that we're looking for to put in front of people. So, let's go with Wide Open Road. Let me get it playing underneath us. And then before my internet goes out, which hopefully nobody will even be able to tell, then we'll wrap this puppy up. So Wide Open Road is our number 1. And let me scroll over here. Beautiful Waste, A Trick of the Light, Falling Over You, Field of Glass, Tender is the Night, Red Pony, Kathy Knows, Bury Me Deep in Love, and The Seabirds rounds out our 10. Let's let Wide Open Road get a moment in the sun. Wide Open Road indeed. That is exactly what that gives you the feeling of. We have done it. We have turned you onto the Triffids. You're very welcome for us doing that. Maybe you're in Australia. Maybe we finally, hit it big in Australia and you want to argue with us over the choices. That's fine. If you're listening to this on Spotify, there is a comment section now. You can hop in there, say, hey man, I can't believe this song didn't make it. And I can comment back, hey man, did you listen to the episode? Because this is why it didn't. Or, whatever, man, we can converse is the point. You can tell me which 10 songs you'd pick, however you want to do it. But if you're going to, please consider giving us a 5-star rating. It does help us get seen in the algorithm, which is super duper helpful. Same thing goes for Apple Podcasts. 5-star review would be super duper helpful. We'd appreciate that more than I could ever put into words. Patreon.com/ohhijustin is a place to go where if you would like, $1 gets you in the door. It gets you access to Deprogram for the Rest of the World. The conversation that we're about to have after the fact goes immediately there. We also do the occasional "Oh Hi Justin." It's getting increasingly rare. You get access to certain Discord channels. It does get you an automatic invite to our Discord too, so you don't have to worry about like any extra links. But all that stuff happens at the $1 level. Kick up to the $5 level, it gets you access to even more different channels in the Discord server. The Legion of Stupid Discord server is the server that I'm talking about. You don't want to do any of that prior stuff. Cool. Just ask me for a link. Come join. We're growing a tree. We're counting. There's deprogram panel channels happening. There's a music league. We're playing Wordle in there now. You can play Wordle. All sorts of great stuff is happening in the Legion of Stupid Discord server. Come join us. It's fun. We mentioned we're a podcast. Subscribing, rating, commenting, all those things are super helpful. Sharing is caring, of course. But the absolute best way for you to help me is by telling somebody that you listen to the show. Hey, I listen to Deprogrammed, and you should too. And with that, the Triffids. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Bye.